So today's topic is I want to talk about why you don't have the blessings from God yet. It's about readiness, not denial. Okay? So my first thoughts about this is that you ever sit back and wonder why, despite all the prayers, all the hard work, and all the faith, the blessings just don't seem to come? You might start questioning yourself, like, what am I doing wrong? Why is everyone else getting ahead? Why am I stuck here waiting? Today, I want you to share something with you. Today, I want to share something with you that can change your entire perspective on this. So, and hopefully, shift how you think about your blessings you're waiting for. First off, I need you to understand something very important. God's timing is not the same as your timing. Let me say that again. God's timing is not your timing. We live in a world where we expect things instantly. We're used to clicking a button and get what we want right away. We would think that just because you prayed for something or worked hard for it, God should immediately drop that blessing into our laps. But that's not how it works. God operates on a whole different level. He sees things you don't. He knows things about you that you might not even consider recognizing. So when you feel like your prayers aren't being answered or your blessings are delayed, it's not because God is ignoring you, it's because He's preparing you. Think about it like this. Would you give a 16-year-old kid a Ferrari the moment they get their driver's license? No. Because even though they got their license, they're not ready to handle that kind of power yet. It's the same with your blessings. Sometimes you think we're ready for that new job, that relationship, that breakthrough. But God knows that if He gave it to us right now, it could destroy us because we're not ready to handle it. The delay isn't denied. The delay is preparation. So part two that I want to make about this, all right? Readiness and self-reflection. You see, when you're asking God for something, you need to ask yourself, am I actually ready for this? Am I prepared to take the responsibility that comes with that blessing? If you're praying for a bigger paycheck, but you can't even manage the money you have right now, how can you expect God to trust you with more money? If you're asking for a relationship, but you haven't done the inner work to heal from your past, how can you hand that blessing when it comes? You might be blocking that blessings. You might be blocking your own blessings because you haven't aligned your actions what you're asking for. God isn't going to give you a bigger platform if you're not taking care of the one you have now. He's not going to bless you with more if you can't manage what you already have. So the question isn't, why hasn't God blessed me? The real question is, am I in position to achieve that blessing or receive it? So point three, importance of faith and hard work. Okay, now let's talk about action. A lot of people pray for blessings, right? But they don't do anything to back up their faith. They just sit there. You can't just sit there, pray and wait for something to fall into your lap. Faith without work is dead, right? So if you're praying for something, you have to start acting like it's already on the way. You have to do the work. God can open doors, but you have to walk through them. He can make a way, but you still have to take the steps. You understand? Maybe the blessings haven't come because you haven't taken the steps necessary to get it. You're waiting for God to do something because He's waiting for you to move first. Are you putting in the effort? Are you aligning your daily habits with what you're asking for? Because if not, that's probably why you're not seeing the results you're looking for. God blesses those who take actions in faith. So, patience as a test. Now, this part is important. Patience is a test. How long are you willing to wait for the things you say you want? Because sometimes God is testing your patience. He's seeing if you're going to stay faithful, even when the blessing doesn't show up on your schedule. Most people give up too soon. They get discouraged when things don't happen fast enough, and they throw you in the towel. But what if the blessing was right around the corner and they gave up one day too early? I want to remind you today, don't give up. Don't lose faith. Just because you can't see what's happening doesn't mean God isn't working behind the scenes. Sometimes He's building the foundation for your blessing. And if He gave it to you too early, it wouldn't be stable. You got to be willing to wait and trust this process, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Point five, the blessing will come when you're ready. And lastly, I need you to understand, this is the last part. The blessings will come when you're truly ready for it. God is not in the business of withholding good things from you. He wants to bless you, but He loves you too much to give you something before you're ready to handle it. He knows that if you gave it the next level too soon, it could hurt you, or worse, it could pull you away from Him. But instead of asking, why hasn't God blessed me yet? Start asking, what do I need to learn during this waiting period? What areas of my life do I need to work on so I can fully prepare when the blessing arrives? You might be waiting for the blessing. When you're waiting, God is preparing you. He's shaping your character, right? He's building your resilience. He's strengthening your faith when time is right. When you're ready to carry the weight of that blessing, He will open the floodgates. Until then, your job is to trust His timing, keep working, keep growing, and know your blessing is on the way. And this is the final thought that I have also. So don't lose hope. Don't give up. Just because you haven't seen the results yet. Remember that the delay is not a denial. It's God preparing you for something bigger than you can imagine. Stay patient, stay faithful, and stay ready. Because when the time is right, your blessing will come. And it'll be worth every moment you spent waiting. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, and let's keep grinding, man.